Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Today is for the birthday people, our Leos. So, if you have Leo ascendant, Leo sun, moon, or any strong planets or places in Leo, then there might be something for you in this reading. I have pulled a card to see the overarching energy of the month. And I got the Jade Emperor. And the Jade Emperor is talking about unresolved fears that may be bubbling up inside of you, and nervousness is being part of the process that gets you out of your comfort zone, moving you toward growth. So it's talking about how to use it to your advantage. To me, this means that we start the month with some nervousness and with some fears, and this card and the Jade Emperor is talking about how to win battles against your own demons inside and how to be your own supreme ruler. And it also talks about that you might have fears that you might not even be aware of, but because they are dormant until something triggers it. So if anything happened to you in August or gonna happen in the next weeks, then pay attention to it. Pay close attention to it because it might be anything. It can be fear of failure, fear of intimacy, fear of anything, any kind of anxiety, or anything that comes up that bothers you. Basically, if it's something that like temporary, it might not be that, but there might be bigger things in August that are coming up. And basically, this overarching energy is about mastering yourself. It's talking about venturing out into the uncharted territory, and nervousness will likely be a feeling that arises within you. And how normal it is, how much we need to face our fears in a way that putting ourselves out of our comfort zones and actually um, going with that flow of familiarizing ourselves with that fear, and sometimes even not initiating it but doing scary things regularly. So if you know that something scares you, like it just came to my mind, like you're afraid of heights, or you're afraid of something that others say that it's not necessarily, a life threatening fear, then you can do something to face it. Then you can like have issues with communicating with people, then face it. It's just give yourself a chance to to really be out of your comfort zone, and while being you, just doing those scary things. So it's quite an encouraging card. However, it does reflect that something fearful might come up to you. And it's a beautiful guy that basically the Jade Emperor Yu Huang was, who managed to channel his nervous energy into forward momentum and win against the demons. And that's what this card tells you, to do it as well. So sometimes achieving something you didn't think you could is fantastic, and it leads you to feel more confident and comfortable in your skin. But you will never know if you don't try. So this month might be the month of trying things. Okay, let's move on. Let's see. Oops. Oh my God, I wanted to say, let's see what kind of fears we need to face. But what came out is exactly that, overcoming fears. There must be something in it for you, Leo. And trying to find out what kind of fear it is. It came resilience. So it might be something to do with your resilience. It might be something to do with someone else's resilience. Maybe you are afraid of losing someone, that they will not stay with you. Maybe you are afraid of losing part of you, and not being able to hold on. And I like this resilience card because if you check the face of the woman, it's about like the Japanese kintsugi, when you fall apart and you put yourself together, but you do it with gold, so you become more valuable after that. And whatever that fear is about, and whatever type of resilience you need, that probably it's already inside you. So this card and this card is talking about the same thing of trusting yourself, of trusting your own kindness, your own capability of or capacity to do more, to do better for yourself. And it's not about others in this time. This is it's about you and what's going on inside you this time. Let's see. I've got two more decks I just bought, so I will start with Leos. Start using these with Leos. So let's see what else is in it for August for Leos. What do they need to think about? What do they need to act on? Or is there anything that's coming that they should be just aware of? Let's see. You don't want to jump out? It's really, maybe it's just, oops, no, it's okay. New one sticking. Okay. Liberate yourself, leave behind blame, hurt, struggle, and victim consciousness. Okay. That is really coming together for me because all that victim consciousness is that sometimes what it triggers, the idea it triggers in me is that sometimes we are hurt and we struggle, but the only thing we need to do is to, it's not just a forgiveness, but to release that victim consciousness is to let it go, that the need for wanting others to apologize, for wanting others to say I'm sorry. So there are many steps of letting that victim consciousness go, but that is one of the biggest things that's hard to release. So that you might face something or someone in August that who will not apologize, but you need to let it go and let it be and just go on because you are liberating yourself with it. That's what forgiveness is about. It's not about forgetting, it's about remembering, but forgiving and moving on without being a victim of it. And let's see, there is another deck. I just started. So, what other patterns we will see? Okay, in Leo's life in August. So, this talks about Queen, marriage, and destiny. Nice energy. Let me see. What does that mean? So for me, that Queen, marriage, and destiny means that the key topics that this victim consciousness can be connected to are about, it can be within your marriage. It can something to do with your destiny. So there might be someone who will come to you this month and helping you getting rid of that and liberating yourself from that, and that is your destiny. And oops, and when you say queen energy, it's not just for women. So for men, that's the king. So that's the same when you liberate yourself and you rule. It's the same with this one. You are your own ruler. So here are the other three that came out: the feathers, the stop, I love it, and the childhood memories. That's an interesting combination, which I particularly like because the feathers mean hope, and the the order of them, like the feathers, the stop, and the childhood memories. So the cards are talking about very similar things that you had before. The feathers are telling me that you are just hanging on hope. So basically, there is something really going on in August with you. There is something that has happened, and the only thing you have is hope for the future of that thing. What the card says is that you need to stop, but this stop is not like full stop and leaving things behind. This stop is actually to stop and think, to stop and assess, to stop and understand the situation. And especially that this one came out, the childhood memories, after this. If you need to stop something, then this childhood memories card is about those kind of childhood memories that were disguised maybe as love, maybe as something good, but they are actually very toxic behaviors. And this card tells that it's time to now start a new chapter and change patterns that you grew up to know as good and understand it now that it might not be. So it's really talking about that there is a pattern going on in you that you apply to your relationships that is coming from your childhood. And that's why you are just hanging on hope, but that's not right. You need to stop that and actually get to the root of it and get to it like, what is that behavior that makes me feel like a victim, that makes me have hurt issues, makes me struggle and makes me blame others because it's all in you. You have got it from somewhere. And it's not that others are not to that they didn't do anything bad for you, but blaming them will never help. So this is really telling me that it actually might not be the current situation that you look at. It might be that you have patterns that are actually making you see things like that. But if you can step and liberate yourself and step out of that victim mindset, because you stop and reevaluate what is going on actually, what are your values, what do you stand for, why are you standing up for that one and not something else? Are you open to new things, or you just shut down? Are you a my way or the highway, or you are being creative and flexible, or you know, just what is making you feeling that you are hanging on hope? And you do want to hang on hope. You do feel like it's good. It feels good, because it feels like it's working. But something, it does not work within it. So it's not about giving up on hope. It's about making it more than hope in August. So if you can say and stop what you've been doing so far, check it why you've been doing it, and even if you don't find it immediately, just imagine it like, okay, this was the way I've done it before or up until now. What are any other new ways, any other options that we can do it? Because there are always millions of options, millions of ways to do, but we limit ourselves, we limit our mind, and that's why we need to liberate it. So August will be maybe full of revelations as well to you, and it's really, really connected to your destiny. And that type of marriage, I just want to get back, it's not always marriage. So, marriage is like the marriage of your emotions. So, if you have like very, very deep connection with your parents, with your friends, with your co workers, it can be anything like, like almost like a soul contract that it feels like um, as binding as marriage for humans. So yeah, let's see. Now that we message, now that we talk about marriage, let's see, what is jumping out from the love cards. I was fast. Two things. One is staying vigilant, and the other one is tenderness. Probably you have a gentle spirit, and you are being able to care deeply, which is not rare for Leos. They have a big heart, and they can care until they stop caring. So, which is there. So, what it talks about, not about stop everything and stop caring, because then it wouldn't be you. You love caring about others, but it's about setting boundaries to ensure your well being. And let's see what else is coming out. Oops, this was fast. And embrace the change. Yes, it's exactly the same on the other side that we just talked about. To stay vigilant, to analyze, to be aware, and be healthy. Stay healthy, but embrace changes, because through challenges, true connections can flourish. So, no matter what kind of marriage, contract, or what do you have with somebody, when you have challenges, you can also grow. And it seems that the growth is here too. It seems that life is calling you for to grow, basically, because you need to grow out of this phase. You feel like you've been stuck for a very long time, and it is caused simply because of your fears. And yes, you are resiliently going on, but without that liberation, um, you can't necessarily get to where you want to be. And imagine it like, your own personal software upgrade inside, but it's going on in your heart, in your mind, and it will have an impact on your whole life. Okay. Going back to that one, let's see what's the last part, because I usually check the career as well as overall life. So let me see what's in it for Leos for August. No, something. Oopsies, that's too many. It's just a half of the bags. So give me 1 second. No, come on. What's in it for Leos for August, please? Show us what's going on. Oopsies, that jumped. Okay. Savings, home based, and winning. So, can have it here. It's about creating and keeping some aside for savings. So savings, usually people feel about the money and think about the money, but sometimes saving can be your time. Saving can be something that you put aside for a bad day. And home based means that home is the harbor of the soul, is the safest place you can be. Um, and it says to change your environment. So, luckily for the Northern Hemisphere people, it's holiday season. So, if you can either go for a holiday and just go to a holiday home, or you can go back to your parents, to your home, or you can go to your friend's home, or if you just want to change homes, then it can happen this August. And winning is cool. Always. That is a really beautiful finishing of this reading, because it says don't spend everything all at once, but it's also about sooner or later luck comes to everyone. I think in your case, in August, this is not purely luck. It's about you and your mindset. If you can stop, reevaluate, analyze what might be behind it, what are those behaviors, and change that victim attitude, change that fear and overcome that fear. Practice it. Put yourself out there, and just, it can be little bits and pieces, but it can be one big thing. Just go bold. You've got the heart, you've got everything what it takes to win, and it seems you will at the end. So I'm wishing you a very, very deep, transformational kind of August in this sense, because something really, really good is waiting for you on the other side. And I'm looking forward to see you in September and check where we've got to. See you. Bye.